Hello, this is Tasha, owner of Resonation Entertainment Group, creator of Finding Life's Love Song Process and the Renew Your Mind Challenge. I am also an author of several books. For those of you who don't know me, I am passionate about renewing the mind on a daily basis, not just once in a while, daily. I know firsthand the benefits that come with changing your mind. I know when you change your mind, you'll change your life. Move this out of the way. So, as we prepare to for the upcoming week, I wanted to share this video so you can deal with frustration and release it properly this week and beyond. We all have so many things going on in our lives, and there are so many things that can frustrate you. Your jobs can frustrate you. Your family and friends can frustrate you. The progress in your life can frustrate you. Traffic can frustrate you. Can I get some hearts? Can I get some shares? Can I get some thumbs up? Can I get something about traffic and this frustration? But I'm not even going to go there. Sheesh. Traffic. There are so many things that can frustrate you that I could spend this whole video just saying what can frustrate you. But I am going to empower you to release those frustrations. But before we go into that, let's give some background, some definition to frustration. What is it? Why do we get frustrated? In psychology, frustration is a common emotional response to opposition related to anger, annoyance, and disappointment. Frustration arises from the perceived resistance to the fulfillment of an individual will or goal and is likely to increase when a will or goal is denied or blocked. I read this and was like, okay, that makes sense. But what really stood out to me was that last part. Frustration arises from the perceived resistance to the fulfillment of an individual's will or goal and is likely to increase when a will or goal is denied or blocked. When I saw will, I went to the Bible to see what it says, because we all have will, free will, the will of God, what did it say about it? So I went to Google and I also went into the Bible, but I didn't see any specific words for frustration. So I needed to dig a little deeper. And then when there were tons of scriptures that kind of spoke about frustration, one of the post titles said, sometimes the Lord allows our plans to be frustrated because it's simply not his time or his will. Psalms 37:4-5, delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord. Trust also in him, and he will bring it to pass. I could go on and on and on, but that to me just put things in perspective about frustration in certain situations and how I got frustrated because it was something that I wanted or how I wanted something to play out, and it just didn't end up that way. And I just got frustrated. And, so now that we have definition, we have some scripture, I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to deal with and release frustration. Are you ready? All right, so the first tip, when you find yourself in a state of frustration, before you respond, if you need to remove yourself from that situation, if you need to walk away, give yourself a minute before you respond. Take a step back and ask yourself, why is this situation making you so frustrated? What is it about it? And then once you do that deep dive into why, I want you to go into the next step. Look at the situation from the other person's perspective. What are they dealing with? Why did they behave? If you're dealing with a person, why did they respond to you that way? What is it that they're going through? What is it that they're dealing with? Then I want you to do in tip 3, now that you have thought about your why, you looked at the situation from the other person's perspective, I want you to now think about other possible outcomes of the situation. If you respond, if you don't respond. So think about even for the better or for the worse. And then see how you feel about the situation. All right. And then once you have done this, thought things through, your frustration will be released. I'm telling you. Because you didn't knee-jerk reaction, you didn't go in, you didn't, respond in a certain way. You took the time to process, think about it, think about other people, and then you respond, right? Or you don't respond at all, depending on what it is. Okay? So I'm going to give you an example of something that frustrated me. Now it doesn't bother me too much because, I've worked through it. Renewing my mind on a daily basis, but traffic. So if you didn't know from the indication of the beginning of this video how traffic really it used to frustrate me. I was one of the people, road rage, get out of my way, all of that. But so one day I was driving, and it was the person just weaving in and out of traffic, Every time they got behind somebody, they were moving too slow, they cut people off, and they were going and were speeding down the highway. And it frustrated me so bad. And I was like, well, why am I so frustrated? I'm like, was it because I wanted to be before them, or I thought they should be waiting, or putting my spin on what they should do, controlling what they should be doing with their car and driving. I had a bit of control issues, but that being said, once I figured out why I was doing that, then I looked at the situation from their perspective, and I said, well, what if that person is trying to get to a loved one that was on their deathbed and didn't have a lot of time, and they were trying to hurry up and get there? What if that person was late from picking up their child and needed to get to them? What if that person was just trying to make it somewhere that they needed to get to? When I thought about that situation, from that perspective, it kind of calmed me down. And then I'm like, well, let's think about the outcomes here. So for the better, everyone arrives to their destination safe and sound. Worst case, I try to keep up with that person, cut them off, and we both crash. Worst case. And I calm down and I step back and say, release that frustration. Let that person do what they're going to do. Pray for them and pray that they get to their destination safe and sound and don't hurt themselves or anyone else. And my frustration was gone. Just like that. It's not hard. We don't have to hold on to things, and we don't have to be, frustrated. So that is it for today. The tips: when you find yourself in a state of frustration, take a step back before you react and figure out why you're feeling that way. Then look at the situation from the other person's perspective. And lastly, before you respond, think about the outcomes. Worst case, best case. Okay? That is all I have for you today. If you implement these steps, I know that you will see the results, positive results. All right? I pray that you have a wonderful week and work every day to renew your mind. If you renew your mind, you'll change your life. All right? Have a wonderful week. Bye.